Jack Suwinski, 26 homers to lead to actually a career best 26 homers in Jack's brief couple of years with the Bucks. Joins us on the program to preview the coverage and preview the team. Jack, good morning.
Morning, how we doing?
We're doing great. 26 big boys last year. You know, you are a part of the fabric now with the big league roster. Does spring training feel different for you now as opposed to a couple of years ago when you were among the guys trying to sing for your supper there?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels different. You know, a couple of years ago, coming into my first Pirates spring training, that was also my first big league camp spring training. So, whole different scene, different state, a whole new group of guys. So there was kind of a lot happening for me at the time. But coming in this year, yeah, it's, you know a lot of the guys and you meet some new guys and you just get, you're comfortable with them already. So it's just good to see familiar faces and start having fun early on.
Jack, it seems like you're going to be patrolling center field, and this is a huge responsibility. You're most definitely capable, really good defender. Where does that pride come from? It seems to me like you're a really good hitter, but I see you out there working, and I'm like, this guy cares about defense, probably more than he does, offense. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I think that comes early on from pro ball. I had some really good outfield coaches who poured into me and really emphasized the importance of defense. And then I was really fortunate to play all three positions coming up from rookie ball up until now. So I'm still comfortable bouncing around, but I like being in center, working with, our outfield guys here. They pour into us a lot and they believe in us. And, we have a lot of pride going out there and having a good outfield squad, especially looking to my left, looking to my right, knowing those guys out there, communicating with them and just doing whatever we can out there.
Jack, I think one of the things that I really admire about you is the way your base running, right? The way you run the bases. You're so aggressive. Now, you had 13 steals last year. I can see you got some placata in you. I mean, I look at you, I'm like, that's a 30-30 possibility, a 30-30 candidate. And they're like, no, yes, absolutely. Is that something you think about?
Yeah, definitely. I want to become better at stealing bases, and not just stealing bases, but my overall running game on the bases. I know how important it is. Just like I said about defense, those guys care about base running a lot, and it plays a huge role. It might not be the flashiest part of the game, but, taking an extra 90, first to third, keeping tight turns around the bag is something we're working on right now, just a saver step or two. And, that'll come down to the difference of, stretching a single into a double and stretching a first to third in there. So I think that plays a huge role. And that's definitely something that I want to keep adding into my game.
Hey, Jack, I want to ask you about camp specifically. We're early in camp. We're at that point where guys aren't quite over it yet. The novelty of it is still there. If you're supposed to be at the ballpark at 7 a.m., a lot of guys show up at 6:15, as opposed to 3-4 weeks from now when everything kind of lightens up. What kind of camp does Derek Shelton run, and what's the vibe like?
It's been great so far. He's an awesome leader, and as far as I know, the clubhouse opens at 7 every day. I'm fortunate to live just a couple minutes down the road, so I roll in around between 7:20 and 7:40. Usually try and hit that 7:30 sweet spot. Just gives me enough time to eat, change, do all my activation and all the prep work that I need. But yeah, from the first day we met as a full squad, he emphasized the word intent, and I think that's something that stuck with a lot of guys because you see him going out there and playing hard, not just in the game, but in Team D, on the backfield, in the cages. Guys are going.
Jack, have you gotten in the gym yet with the Cuban Missile? Because, that must be an unbelievable sight. Talk to me about that impact that he's going to have in the Pirates ball club.
Yeah, when I saw we picked him up, I was really excited. I know a lot of guys are, and that's a great guy to have in our bullpen. And yeah, I've seen him in the gym a couple times. He's an absolute specimen. He is a really strong human being, and I just see him getting after it in the gym. Just really impressive lifts, impressive amounts of weight. I'm looking forward to getting to know him a little bit better.
It's interesting when we talk to guys like you, and you're putting your eyes on teammates for the first time as they check in at camp. And I'm curious because we just looked at some video of Skeens. I mean, dude, this guy's 6'6", 21 years old. What were your thoughts the first time you laid eyes on this big boy?
Yeah, so this was the first year that I met him. But yeah, meeting him and seeing him for the first time, he definitely stands out off his size. He's a big guy. You know, I got to look up to him when I talk to him. But getting to know him, he's a great guy. You know, seeing him around the clubhouse and just getting to talk to him more. He's a big guy, but he's also, you know, a really good person too. So,
Jack, what does it mean for you to have a guy like Andrew McCutchen around? All right, a legend in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Kutch is awesome. You know, starting from meeting him in camp last year and then going through the season with him, he's been amazing for this team. Just in terms of leadership and, you know, even on the field, he brings, you know, his ability to see the ball. His plate discipline is incredible to watch. You know, when he goes up there, he just walk after hit, you know, just putting the bat on the ball. And, you know, one of my favorite things is when I'm shagging, he's hitting, you know, first round, I'll just kind of slide over to right field and he just goes, you know, backside ground ball, one after the other. And it's pretty cool to see. And, you know, we love having him, obviously.
Got a lot of slash lines on the bottom of that lineup, like a lot of uncertainty. The Bucks are one of those teams where there could be some jobs actually won in spring training. You know, Jack, for you and your background and for our viewers that are unaware of it, you were drafted by the Padres. You're a Chicago guy. I'm guessing you're a Bears fan. I got to ask you the million-dollar question here. Do you is it Fields or do you draft Justin? Rather, is it Fields or do you draft Caleb Williams? What's your quarterback call?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan, but I'm not like a diehard Bears fan. I like Fields at QB. You know, I think he's athletic and I think that he's good. You know, I know he's had some time out there, so some people are getting a little impatient. I don't think I have enough knowledge to make that call.
Okay.
You know, I'm not watching every game, but you know, I think he could do good things for sure.
That's fair. I think in an ideal world for you, one of them gets traded to the Steelers, and you know the Yinzers are happy with that, and then you get your quarterback for the Bears, and everybody can then concentrate on baseball, as we should have been doing all along.
I did hear that rumor about going to the Steelers, so we'll see about that.
Hey, Jack, we appreciate the visit today, man. Best of luck this year. Thanks for taking some time with us. Enjoy the rest of camp, and we'll check in with you down the road.